Okay, how do you graph the period of several different trig functions? Well, first off, let's look at the period of cosine 2x. Well, let's look at the cosine x graph. It would look like this, but what would cosine 2x do? Well, the first thing I need to do is find the period. And normal period for cosine is 2 pi divided by 2, which is just a pi, which means this. Here's the normal period. I've got to shrink it to that. I've got to shrink from the bigger one to the smaller one. So basically, that's got to shrink to right there. So then if I do that, and I'm going to do that the following, and it will look like this. I have now shrunk the cosine graph where it repeats every 1 pi. You can see that 3.142. All right, so there's y equals cosine 2x. So now if I want to graph y equals secant 2x, I'm going to do the same thing I kind of did before. I'm going to graph the cosine one, and where I have the humps, notice, now that's at 1. This graph's not quite the same shape. I couldn't get it quite to work out. Wasn't sure how to really make it happen with this one. But I can tell you that is technically at 1, and this is at -1. And you can tell we have a 0 at 0. We also have another, it touches right there, that's pi. That's pi. This is pi over 2. Pi over 2. So it would be the equivalent. So to graph the secant 2x, I'm going to graph the cosine 2x and then make my asymptotes where it crosses the zeros at, and make my humps going up or down, or I should say humps, but the words would be parabolas. All right? Well, what about a cotangent one? Well, I'm just going to graph the normal cotangent one. And notice, here's a normal cotangent graph. That's the period there, but the period's going to cut in half. So notice from here to there is 1 pi. What's half a pi? Pi over 2. So it's the same graph, just what? Kind of shrunken up. And here's actually pi. Pi is there. Right there's -pi and pi. So I've got basically twice as many in as I got there, and it shortened up the particular time. That's what it did. So you can see it right there. There was that period right there. And notice how it is shrunken up right there. I had that one period had to shrink into that area right there.